Other interesting political news, you have El Salvador president calling out America's decline, especially California, which, again, this president has revamped his country so much, where it used to be crime-ridden, terrible instance, and yet he revamped it through all those gangsters and, majority of them just sent him to jail or prison, and he cleaned up the country so good, people are leaving America to go back to El Salvador. The El Salvadorians coming from that country to here, president cleaned up, they're leaving America for it, which shows you how much of a decline there is in the United States. Now, this is brought to us thanks to End Wokeness, and he says, quote, El Salvador's president, Buckle, says there's obvious signs of Americans' decline. He cites one glaring example, California. Quote, $15 billion to build 600-meter piece of railway, not even working, and it took 10 years. The Empire State Building took 1 year. And this is, their voices are infinitely better than mine. It's a little bit longer. It's about a 4-minute segment from Tucker Carlson's interview with him. Without too much further ado.
But I saw, somebody showed me the 600-meter railway that was built in California. And it cost like, $15 billion or something like that to build the 600-meter piece of railway that they were building.
It's a lot per meter.
Yes. So, you cannot go on. It's like obvious. It's like somebody eats too much, right? You can be a little fat, right? It's fine. But then if somebody's morbidly fat, somebody will come and say, okay, you have to stop, right? Because, your heart can't take it anymore.
You can tell he's definitely not an American politician, where most of them would pander, just say, oh yeah, you're just fine, just the way you are. Keep eating all that. Keep out eating that copious amounts of sugar and fat.
Right. You have to stop. Or somebody that drinks, I don't drink, but if somebody drinks, doctor might say, your liver can't take that anymore. Look at your liver, how it is right now. Or the lungs for a smoker, whatever. When you see things like that, 600 meters of railway, $15 billion, 10 years, there's no other possible diagnosis. You have to stop that fast now, because if not, the decline is inevitable. It's inevitable. It's already there. It's not like, I'm telling you.
Friendly reminder, the U.S. is just under $35 trillion in debt, thanks to the ineptitudes of Democrats and Republicans.
I foresee, it's there. It's $15 billion to make a 600-meter piece of railway that's not even working. In 10 years. The Empire State was built in a year, 1 year. They built the Empire State. Things were working, right? I don't know how were things back then, I don't know. But they built the Empire State in 1 year. What happened with the World Trade Center Freedom Tower, that was changed the name that later to World Trade Center? How long did it take?
Forever.
Yeah. And it was, the whole country united to build it. There was no budgetary, I know it was private, but it was no, if it needed budgetary, it was not a problem of budget or investors willing to pour money on it or engineers. Why would it take over a decade to build something that was so significant for the whole country? You could build the tallest building in the world. You didn't. You could have built the tallest building in the world and said, okay, we're coming back bigger and stronger. We're going to build, we got a hit, but now we're going to build back better and stronger, build back better and stronger, right? Or whatever. And build it, 2-mile high skyscraper. I'm not a fan of 2-mile high skyscrapers, but you could have done that. You have the money, you have the resources, you have the engineers, you have the
What's going on with X Twitter?
The market, because if I built a mile skyscraper, I can fill with offices because I don't have enough market to fill with residences and offices or whatever. You do have the market in New York to to build offices, and you want hotel rooms. It would feel like this, but you didn't. You took over a decade to build a very unimpressive building. So, and that was 23 years ago?
Yes.
Now you're building 600-meter railways with $15 billion. So How long it would take to rebuild the Baltimore Bridge? It should take a year.
How long would it take here?
Here?
Yeah.
A year. 2 years. And we're a small, poor country. I mean, we're one of the poorest nations in the world, right?
No, that's why this is so shameful and interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the U.S. has they have still unlimited amounts of resources because you can just print money, right? That's another topic, but you can just print whatever. How much it's worth? I mean, would you want to do it? But we want to build it made of gold. I mean, you can do anything, right? You just, how much is it? Do it.
So that sounds.
And again, it looks like I think it wasn't quite that long
But
in terms of what they constructed thus far. Because they're claiming it's 600 meters. I think it's less. I think that in the comments, I'm pretty sure someone corrected that specific statistic. It's still woefully inept, of course. And one of the first comments comes from Paul Zupa saying, quote, 75,000 net residents leave California every year. That's with countless illegals and homeless entering. Less taxpayers, more people on welfare, more debt. That's not sustainable, unquote. Getting 1.9 thousand likes. So I would argue that's what the government wants, because again, you're hooked on the government for all those free benefits. Well, not free, it's stolen from other taxpayers, but probably going to vote for a bigger and bigger government to give you more and more stuff. Arthur Eagleman says he's not wrong, getting 358 likes. The Unchecked Privilege says it's crazy to think that California used to be the pride and joy of America. How far it's fallen, unquote. Getting 1.1 thousand likes. Yes, it used to be the American dream. Perhaps it's more appropriately named the American nightmare now because of the lawlessness, crime, increased taxes there. I mean, gas is almost $7 a gallon there. That's ridiculous. Yet, that's the government. Again, California would be a great place to live if it wasn't for all the government regulation. Lack of freedom. Emergent Perspective says, quote, Democrats will turn America into a third world country if they're allowed to. A New York Post article, again, I think someone does fact check this, but the New York Post article says California mocked for over $11 billion high-speed rail that to nowhere that took 9 years to build. We got 716 likes. M. Shifa says, I wonder if anyone told him about Gavin Newsom's 16-year of his 10-year plan to end homelessness that only cost $25 billion thus far, which California ineptitudes or corruption got 284 likes. Mark says California high-speed rail coming along nicely, and it's a picture of a rusted-out old train. It got 965 likes. The News Nomad says America is crumbling. It's a spiritual battle, at least culturally as well. The Gizmo says, according to a new state audit, California failed to track the effectiveness of its $24 billion spending program of homeless programs. Yeah, that sounds about right. Got 404 likes. Rogue Politico says America desperately needs a Bukele-type president, getting 692 likes. The Micah says MAGA stands with President Nayib Bukele. Apologies if I definitely am butchering his name, let's be honest. I had a 1% chance of getting it right, and that's generous. He continues to say he's a better president than Joe Biden. I got 173 likes. Let's see. Bad Ingle T says El Salvador GDP is 30 billion. California's GDP is 4 trillion. This country has the same GDP as a Dogecoin marketing cap, LMFAO, getting 31 likes. Let's see. Not a lot of contrarian statements at all. Let's see. I see this. Gotta be someone sticking up for California. Or they're just so ashamed they're not in the comment section. Like, really? I'm actually not seeing anything. But yeah, when it comes to government operations and ineptitudes, there's a lot of examples. And I guess that'll be a fun question for the comments. Will California ever be livable again? I mean, right now, you have to make a lot of money just to stay afloat there. But let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.